all the birds out there.
Yeah.
They're like saying, Sophia, Scooter's waiting. Come
Oh
on.
my God, they are. They're telling you that. Yes.
Right? Like, come on. So,
Yeah.
needs to be okay. All right.
Yes.
Look, look at your space. Oh my God. You are an incredible artist. You're there in the heart of the city, New York. You are rocking and rolling. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I got up maybe an hour ago, so I'm having my tea.
Tea. Okay. All right. I love the cup. Love the
Mhm.
that shirt. Something you designed?
No, no, this is from IKEA.
No, no, your T-shirt. Okay.
Oh,
Love
the
the
t-
cup.
oh, the T-shirt. No, this is actually vintage 80s.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
A
Okay.
friend of mine gave this to me in San Francisco, and I love it. He gave it to me like 10 years ago, and I still wear it.
Cool. Well, because it looks like the style. Okay, I saw the ripped shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because your shirts, you kind of do that.
Sometimes I rip them. Yeah, exactly.
So I saw this link where you have a collaboration going on with some plaid shirts and some tote bags. That looked amazing. What exactly is that all about?
Um, it's a company called JCRT, and they specialize in plaid shirts for men and women. And they started out they've been in New York for a long time, and they used to make beautiful dresses, and they sold them at Barney's. And they asked me to collaborate with them because they like the paintings. So I sent them an array of paintings, and they sort of took the images of the paintings and digitized them, and then embedded them into the plaid, and it's printed on a beautiful white cotton T-shirt. And the combination came out really nice. A magical thing happened, and I'm very happy with the collaboration. And these two guys could not be more sweet and kind. We've actually become very good friends.
Well, the product looks amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it's really something that's not out there on the market as far as I've seen. The way we've kind of come together and produced them and the outcome. So I think they've done that very well. They sell them at a store called Dover Street Market, which has stores all over the world, in London and Paris and Tokyo and New York City and Los Angeles.
Oh, great. You know, I remember, okay, first of all, the product is amazing. And I think I'm going to end up ordering a shirt myself because it looks so awesome.
Yeah.
But especially during this pandemic right now where everyone is wearing a mask. I remember you did something. Madonna was involved. And I think it was on a late night talk show. And people were wearing these masks that were painted by you. And I was have you done anything with masks like that? Because I
That
remember,
was that was the first time, and that was for her song "Bitch I'm Madonna." And
yeah.
did painted masks that came out in the video for "Bitch I'm Madonna," and then she went on to perform the song on Jimmy Fallon. So yeah, I took these medical surgical masks and painted on them for her video because people have been wearing masks, especially in China, for a long time, and skateboarders wear them here before the pandemic hit. So they're kind of a cool accessory where you can be anonymous and you can express yourself, whether it's like a skeleton face or a happy face on your mouth. I think they're really cool.
You did a lot of those, but you didn't, I mean, those weren't for sale, right? Those were just for
No,
her.
those were just for her, and her stylist, a woman named Laura, commissioned me to do them, who's a friend of mine, and I painted them, and they came out in the video. And
Yeah,
baseball caps too.
those were so fantastic. I was thinking about those when this whole thing started. I was thinking
Hmm.
Scooter's mask would be so fantastic right now. Is that,
Yeah,
have you painted anyone has anyone asked you to paint
I
anyone?
have. I've been painting a lot of masks. I just paint on these cotton masks, and we did a mask collaboration with that company with the plaid shirts, JCRT. There's a collaboration of masks that are for sale. Here, I have some. Hold on.
Now this is great because we get to see your apartment, which looks absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah.
Now this is all what you did when the pandemic hit, right?
Yep.
It looks okay. Your apartment is now going to be like a museum. You know this,
I,
right?
I Yes, let's see. Here's one of the shirt collaborations. So
It looks gorgeous.
yeah, see, there's like this is a Cyclops man smoking a cigarette. See, there's a cigarette there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I love them. And then these are the masks. See, you can see my little characters on here. Here's a little blue guy.
Oh, those look really cool. All right, I know I'm gonna have to get one.
Yeah.
You've always been so creative and so ingenious. I mean, I feel so fortunate to have known you for so long. You know, and okay, I have to admit, okay, when I graduated from high school, you gave me one of your paintings. So I have an original from way back when, and I have
Yeah.
to tell you, see, I
Oh
don't
my
know,
God.
okay.
Wow.
And so it's meant so much to me because you've meant so much to me. But it's been such a pleasure and such a joy to see you evolve as an artist over these years, you know, and to really see you just blossom into this incredible international artist. And one, I'm like, okay, I'm gushing. I'll stop. But you amaze me. I mean, you just do it and it just comes from your soul. You know, and not very many people live their life soul-based and heart-based like you do.
Oh, I mean, you're right. They don't. And I I took the leap of faith to become a true full-time artist maybe 15 years ago, and I stopped all of my jobs, but I had to be ready. I had to have my feet planted and have some source of income that I was doing, and I was painting these t-shirts, so that provided a source of income for me. And then once I stopped my jobs, I was a salesperson in Jimmy Choo. Do you remember that?
I do, yeah.
And I went down to part-time there, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and do my art full-time, and just dove into it and took a leap of faith, and it's been going on strong for about 15 years.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Now, are you still working with Patricia Fields?
And I'm still working with Patricia Field, and she has an art gallery here in the Lower East Side, and it's beautiful. It's her gem, her baby, and she puts a lot of her attention onto it and a lot of her time, in addition to her still styling movies and television series, and she's a brilliant costume designer. So yeah, she loves that art fashion gallery. So that's her main focus, and we talk a lot, almost every day.
Well, you're so fashionable yourself. So when two creative souls like yourselves come together, I can only imagine what comes of it. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Tell me some about your work on your walls because it looks like it's just ready to come alive.
Yeah, I did this during the pandemic. So we're into this about 3 months now or longer. And, you know, when it first hit, we were really quarantined, and I stayed in and I didn't go out for weeks. And I had some paint here, just some cheap acrylic paints underneath my sink, and I had some old brushes. And I just started painting, and I wanted to create a paradise that was for me, of all these images that I love. And it just grew legs, and it grew layers, and there's layers and layers and layers of paintings, and paintings on top of paintings, and words, and cartoons, and Greek myths and Greek gods. And there's nods to my favorite artists like Goya, who painted his walls when he was living in Spain, and I think in a pandemic. And you know, cave paintings I was inspired by, so I looked up cave paintings, and I did some cave paintings to give shout out to cavemen and women who were painters in the caves.
That looks so beautiful.
Who knows, maybe ladies painted all those. Maybe the women painted the cave paintings back then. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Wouldn't it be amazing if we can go back into time and see what really happened?
Yeah, there's a cave that has handprints all over it, where they put the dye in their mouth, and they sort of sprayed over the handprint, and it's, you know, it's the shape of a hand, but you see the spray paint around the hand. It's a very famous cave, but there's some child hands in there. So I know children were doing it.
Well, creativity has been around for a very, very long time.
Yeah, yeah.
So have you done a video of your entire apartment, or have you shown people, or is it something?
Yeah, I mean, only a few photos. Nobody's really been up here. Not one single person has been here since the pandemic hit. And once we're kind of, you know, pandemic free and people are, I feel safe to have people over here, maybe I'll have some tea parties here and art shows where I can hang paintings on the painted wall and present other people's work here.
I think that would be brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so alive, looks so like energy is just flowing on the walls, which is so beautiful.
Yeah.
So how have you been during this whole thing? Because it's shifted everything.
You know, I've been getting out of my head as much as I can and not trying to think about it and kind of doing things that keep me occupied. So I've been good. I haven't really sat there and thought about, oh, we're in a pandemic. I'm going to be afraid. I'm going to be scared. I'm going to be, you know, horrified. I've just been keeping myself busy reading books and going out there and helping others and raising money. I've tried to like raise money because there's a lot of homeless people here in the city, more than ever. So I decided to paint a t-shirt and I sold them online and I donated the money to the Coalition for the Homeless here. So that took up a lot of my time and took up a lot of my brain thinking. So I didn't have to think about the horrible state that we're in. So I've been good. I've just been getting out of my own head and doing things for others and helping other people, which helps me a lot.
Well, I saw some pictures of some murals you did on boarded up storefronts.
Yes, and I've been really busy painting on the street. We have this program called Bringing Back Bowery, which was started by a friend of mine named Sono, and she invited a bunch of artists to paint on the plywood that they used to protect the buildings, all on Bowery Street. So I did 2 murals and then 1 collaboration, and I just finished one the day before yesterday.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That I'm really excited about.
Great. So what next? I mean, you as an artist, I know you're constantly creating. I don't think a day goes by where you're not creating something.
No, it doesn't go by. I mean, sometimes, like after that mural, I took a break because I was really tired, so I just took it easy. But no, I mean, yeah, I just stay creative. It's just what I do, you know.
So what do you want to do next?
Gosh, I want to just keep painting and keep figuring out ways to kind of make the world more beautiful. And I don't know, I just take it one day at a time. I don't know what I want to do next. You know, I'll find it. You know, I just keep my eyes open and see what needs to be done. You know, that's how I work. I just really keep my eyes open around the world and around my friends and see if I can be of service to anybody and help people, and then jobs come that way.
Yeah, I love about that. It's like you are literally staying in the flow of creativity.
Yeah.
Not having any expectations. That's when everything's presented to you. You know, I think
It's about being in the flow, and it's about being open, you know, because if you're open, you'll be able to receive the opportunities that come to you. People can sense it. And I have to ask for a lot of opportunities, but just being open means that one can ask and one can find, you know.
And you're open to receiving. And
yeah.
So beautiful, because so many people feel like they have to take, or they have to like work really hard, and it makes it.
You don't have to work really hard.
Like, exactly.
And you don't have to take. Taking is, you know, it's good to receive gifts, and I guess that's a form of taking. But I don't know. You do give and take, I guess. It's just very simple. Like it's important to receive.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, to me, receive is a gentler form of being in the flow. Because with take, it feels like more choppy and more. But
Yeah.
yeah,
There's a difference between the two,
right.
between receiving and taking.
Yeah, so I think it's great that you're in that flow where it just kind of comes to you and you're present and you give and it becomes a cycle of creation, which and look your apartment. It's just so beautiful and you're able to share it just by being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And giving is one of the biggest lessons in life to for me that helps you go forward. It really helps. It helps me if I tend to give people, or if I'm able to do something and help someone out, it really helps me a lot, and it helps me progress and become more enlightened as a human being.
But you have always been one of the most enlightened people I've known ever since, way back when. You've always had these ideas that were just so open that had to be explored and it allowed room for growth. And that's one of the things I've loved about you all these years.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, yeah. I mean, that's good to hear because I don't know how I was, especially back in high school. I remember being a misfit and really standing out in Douglas. And I didn't have a lot of friends. I had you and I had a few other people, but I felt really out of place there. But I loved it there too. And I cherish all the friendships that I've made in high school. But, there was some bullying going on and some people kind of making fun of me and stuff because I was different.
right. Well, it seems like there are always going to be bullies, and I think your love and your creativity and people who are in that space of creativity and love helps other people evolve. So when stuff goes down and people aren't behaving nicely in a way, they have a chance to see that they can. And just think if they never did that to you, you never would have gotten out of Douglas. Well, no, you probably would have anyway because you're so talented. Um, but I think it kills me that there's many people who say they don't want bullying and they teach in schools that we still see so much of it. And we see a lot of these same people who teach people not to be bullies or say not to be bullies are bullies themselves, and
God, yeah, I come across that all the time. Or
you know,
people who say they're activists and they don't act like activists.
yeah. And so I think one of the hardest things for people to do is really find their truth, their center of who they really are. And you did that at a very early age.
Yeah,
And that's why that's so admirable because so many people can spend their whole life and not know who they are.
they can. And yeah, a lot of people do. It's hard to kind of look inside yourself and really look at yourself. Not a lot of people do that.
It's scary.
It's
And
very scary.
but
Yeah.
one thing about this pandemic is we're all being asked to go within. We're being locked down and we're being terrorized by this virus, but at the same time we're being given the opportunity to really look inside who we are. And some people choose to be creative like yourself because that's just part of who you are. You cannot not be creative, and other people are really struggling.
Yeah, some people are really struggling and some people are really afraid, and it manifests in a lot of different ways that you see in our country, whether it's really bad behavior in public, like, not wearing masks in stores when everyone else has a mask on and you feel entitled that you're not wearing masks, that you don't have to wear a mask. That's, it's all fear based.
Yeah. So what happens if someone who doesn't wear a mask and goes into a store? I mean,
They're not allowed here. They're not allowed in stores without masks.
okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Same thing here.
Yeah. I mean, everyone has to wear a mask in a store or in a coffee shop or in the grocery store.
Okay. have things, I know here in California, the governor has put a halt on a lot of stuff because of a spike. Um, has it happened in New York also?
No, we haven't gotten a spike here.
Okay.
It because I think the pandemic focused here and they took it really serious in this city because we had a lot of deaths here. So they all the people that live here took it seriously, and it sort of flatlined the coronavirus cases. So we haven't gotten a spike.
Good. That's really good. And how's it like in the summertime now that it's starting to get warmer? You know,
It's still sort of the same. I mean, it's very humid and hot, and people are out, but you know, most of the people still wear masks, and definitely everyone wears masks on the inside when they go grocery shopping and stuff. And you know, it's still a common thing to wear a mask as your outfits and your uniforms.
right. You just have to be fashionable.
Yeah, exactly.
That's, giving you an opportunity to say, hey, okay, let's
Yeah,
let's wear an original Scooter.
yeah.
That's great. How about museums? They haven't opened yet, have they?
No, museums haven't opened, and I don't think art galleries have opened.
Not yet. Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of virtual galleries on.
Yeah, there's stores opening in Soho, but you know, not a lot of people are shopping. Like I see some lines to get into stores because they can only let so many people into the store. But I think a lot of people are shopping online.
Well, the convenience of that too.
Yeah.
So, when this whole thing ends, what's the first thing that you want to do?
Well, I don't know if it's going to end. I think it's gonna be sort of a ongoing way of life, kind of like 9/11. You know, we had life before 9/11 and then life after it, and we still are kind of living after 9/11. I think we're going to live after this quarantine, and I think those masks are going to probably be part of our the way we dress. We'll have a mask. You know, people probably will always carry one with them, and maybe if you go into a restaurant or something, there'll always be some thing where people wear masks now. I think it's going to be part of our wardrobe. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do after this ends because I think, you know, I haven't planned anything. I'm not trying to plan anything right now that's going to get a lot of group of people together either, because I don't want anyone to be unsafe and get sick.
Yeah. Have you known people who've passed away because of COVID?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've had two friends who live right near me who died in their apartments, and then maybe three more friends that died. So 5 people.
Wow.
And then like I know friends of friends and friends' families members and a lot of the elderly community, you know.
Wow. I'm so sorry. Ooh, okay. This feels like it is a terrorist attack, and it's all happening, and we just
Yeah.
need to.
Yeah, it does. And I think it's just going to continue to go on. And then we have a presidential election coming up in November. So that's going to probably stir up a lot of the nation's emotions when it gets closer to that. We're in July, August, September, October, and then November. So
It's gonna be a long year.
it's going to be quite the year.
Well, definitely one that's going down in history books.
Yeah, and they say that this Black Lives Matter is the biggest movement ever in the history of the United States that we're fortunate enough to live through and see.
Yeah, and there was a march recently for BLM and Gay Pride. They did it together.
Yes, they did. Yeah,
What was that like? Were you part of that?
I did. I walked in it, and it was really really wonderful. I went there alone, and I just brought my signs, and I walked and chanted and got to witness this historic thing, and it felt like it felt really like I was witnessing history, and I saw it with my own eyes.
Where was it at?
Here in New York City, it started in the financial district and it went all the way to Washington Square Park.
Wow.
So it was nice. I walked the whole way and saw a lot of friends, but it was nice doing it alone. I'm glad I went by myself just to kind of take it all in and really be present and see what's going on.
And how many people were there, would you say?
They said like 50,000.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, altogether. Different age groups, or would you say it was mostly
It
just?
was all kinds of groups. There was a lot of groups there. So it ranged from ACT UP to, you know, the Queer Liberation Group, to the Black Lives Matter group, to a Brazilian consulate, Chinese consulate, Korean. I saw tons and tons of stuff there. Musical groups, Broadway groups, you know.
How long did it last roughly? Was it like an all-day
It,
thing?
it lasted it started at noon and it went through till about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Oh, what an experience. Was it
Yeah.
was it peaceful the whole time, or was
Yeah, it was peaceful the whole time, and then there was some slight rioting that happened at the Washington Square Park afterwards, and you know, that was a little strange. But and I got to see that, and I don't know exactly what caused the rioting, but everyone sort of gathered together, and the police were there, and then there was a blockade to block the police, and a couple people got pepper sprayed in their face, and you know, it was just you just got to see how the chain reaction works with the rioting.
and so how did it all end?
It ended peacefully, and you know, it sort of slowly broke up. The policemen there, they sort of backed away, and before you know it, it was kind of done. So it wasn't a huge thing,
Right.
but it could have been, but it didn't go there.
Would you would you say the people there wanted it to be peaceful? They wanted it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Good.
They did want it to be peaceful. It had that vibe. It didn't have a violent vibe at all.
I get the sense that people, you know, they want to express their anger and their frustrations, but they don't really want to cause harm. You know, it's like, to me, I kind of feel like they're done with harm. You know, then they want.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think anyone wants to cause any harm anymore. That's the general vibe that I get when I talk to people and I'm out doing these walks and protests, that they don't want violence to ensue.
How many walks and protests have you done since this?
Oh, they happen here almost every day,
Oh, wow.
you know, and I'll join if I ride my bike all over the place, and I'll join in if I see one. And you know, there's bike riding ones, there's walking ones, but you see them almost every day here.
Wow. And they're generally pretty calm and quiet.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I really hope with all this energy, something really magnificent comes of it.
I do too.
You know,
I do too.
it's like really time for something beautiful to come of all this for everyone. You know, and I get the sense that you are in the heart of something magical. You know, it's like, well, you're in New York City. That's, you know, everyone's just like piled on top of each other there, and I feel like you guys are really gonna have something just blossom, and I'm excited. You know, I mean,
I think so too. It has to, you know, like the saying says, you have to go through the darkness to get to the light.
right.
So let's see, you know, something will happen. And, you know, I think a lot of this bad behavior that people do is not going to be tolerated. So I think that's, you know, if somebody witnesses someone doing something bad to another person, I think, you know, it's not going to be tolerated anymore.
Good, which is good.
Yeah, which is very good.
Yeah. Wow, it's hard to believe that so many shifts like this are actually happening, and we are in it, and we have no other choice but to be open to see what comes next. It's like, you're right. We can't plan anything. And sometimes it's like, why even really want anything when everything seems so unpredictable?
Right.
Just let that flow and say, okay, well, I know who I am. I know what I have to offer, and let's ride this wave.
Yeah. I think, yeah, we just have to go with the flow and
Exactly.
go with the flow into positivity and making change and not go backwards. Just keep going forward.
Yeah, that actually sounds exciting. It's so great to hear the city in the background too. It's like,
Hmm. There's probably going to be protests today because it's 4th of July.
oh, that's right.
So
Well,
everyone, I've been reading on Facebook, everyone's saying, wear black all day. Don't wear red, white, and blue, wear black. So I know I have some friends painting murals on Bowery Street. I'm going to go visit them and check them out.
all right, but what I do have to say? There are all these shifts going on, and a lot of blood was shed just to have this country, right? For our freedom, and over the centuries, a lot of blood has continued to be shed. We're a very violent nation. But how wonderful to have the freedom to protest, to go out in the streets and say, hey, I don't believe in this, or I want this change, and to go out there and know that you have that right. And I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. Not a lot of there are countries out there where you can't do that and they'll kill you. They'll murder you if you do that.
Or even,
You don't have the right to do that.
a lot of people have been killed in many places just for expressing who they are.
Hmm.
So as angry as people are, it's one thing I love about this country. You can be, and there are challenges, and don't get me wrong. It's like, we've paid a price for a lot of things just to try to, be our own selves. And it's something that's not going to end. Well, it's changing, and it's a struggle, but we're doing it. And I think the more people who jump on board, it just gets better and better and stronger and
Yeah.
stronger. Yes. So
Yeah. It's a snowball effect.
yeah, just I'm just hoping wars are done. It's like, let's just be done with wars.
Yeah, me too.
Make
I agree. We
make
don't need that. Yeah.
create, make love. It's like,
Yeah.
John Lennon were still alive, or if Martin Luther King were still alive, John F. Kennedy, what would they be doing? What would they be saying? Where are those people now? And I'm thinking, are we all them? Are they in all of us?
I was just gonna say they'd probably be saying what you're saying.
We all have,
Yeah.
to step up.
I don't think there's any difference between them and anyone else who wants a change for the better. Everyone wants it, especially all the people that are protesting, and they want to change for the better. They are those people.
Yeah, and just to do it all
Yeah.
part, and that is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you are beautiful, and you're
Oh,
beautiful.
I think the same thing about you. I'm so glad that we are in touch, and I was so happy to talk to you today
And
and catch up.
I know you are insanely busy, but I love following your work. And I really hope the day comes sooner than later where I can see you in person.
I know. I'm gonna come visit LA when this sort of lifts, and I'm definitely gonna see you.
Well, I have an extra room. You're always welcome to stay with me.
Thank you.
Good. Good. Well, I know every day of yours is filled with art and creativity and love, because that's you.
Well, I try. I just do my best.
Well, you do it rather effortlessly, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I do. Everything should come with ease and effortlessness.
Okay, I have to tell you, Olivia thinks you are so hot.
Oh my God, thank her for me.
She's like, Mom, he's so hot.
Oh.
And her
Well,
eyes lit up.
she's got to go and sell those things on the street.
Oh, her
I
jewelry.
think she'll be an amazing salesperson for her jewelry.
Yeah, so she's
And the prices are really good. Like I would go and look at them if I saw them on a table.
Well,
Maybe she should just have a few styles for men.
yeah, we're working on that.
Yes.
We're working on that.
I'm looking forward to seeing where her jewelry business goes
Yeah.
and see if she can really get the entrepreneurship bug in her to
Well, she's getting there.
grow it if she wants that.
Apartment looks so amazing. I love it. Oh, that's so awesome. You are so talented.
Oh, thank you. And you know that you've been giving me a lot of like compliments, and that's a good thing coming from you, especially now that you've been studying these shaman. But here,
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
yeah,
That is so beautiful.
there's a Pegasus.
I love your Garfield too, by the way.
The what?
That's Garfield right there.
Yeah, it's Garfield. And then here's this.
The lotus. Was that a bee on the lotus? Right? Yeah, that is
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's a bee with a lotus. Yeah,
So gorgeous. And the birds. Oh, Cupid.
yeah.
The rabbit. Is that from Alice in Wonderland rabbit? The white rabbit?
No,
No?
but yeah. No, but yes, it could be.
Oh, the blue woman looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the jagged teeth. Is that jagged teeth? Or spikes or
Oh yeah, that thing.
yeah. Oh, awesome.
Here.
Very clever. Love it.
Yeah.
So awesome. Snoopy. Happiness, yes. Yeah, I love about your work. It's so vibrant, yet it has like these tones of other, like it's the balance of light and darkness.
Yes, yes, exactly. That's exactly what I try and go for.
You know, it's like saying, okay, there's stuff out there, but we're gonna deal with it.
Yeah.
And we're still gonna, we're gonna get through this. Oh, he has a snake. Wow.
That's taken from Goya.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the rat there too.
Yes, New York City rats.
Right? And the birds. What's that fire? That's
Yeah, that's an oil painting that a friend of mine, Ted, painted.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Eternal flame.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Is that Elvis?
No, it's a still from this video by the Depeche Mode.
Okay. I learned about Depeche Mode because of you.
Yes, remember we used to listen to them?
Yeah.
I still love them.
Yes. Oh my. This is incredible work.
Yeah, thank you.
And everything. How long did it take you to paint all of this?
Well, on and off for a few months.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I love your house.
Thank you.
Marsha R. Johnson. Beautiful.
Marsha P. Johnson. She was a black transsexual, or not transsexual, drag queen
Oh,
that died I think in the 80s, but she was an activist. I carried that sign for Gay Pride.
nice. It's a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out a way where I can come there and not have to rent a car. Well, I guess, there's always Ubers, but to get around by bicycle and public transportation. The last time I was there, really, I made an effort to ride a bike everywhere and or take a subway, and I couldn't do it.
Well, yeah, California's not made for that.
No, I mean here I've always lived in cities where I never had to have a car, and there I had a bicycle and the scooters that you can rent,
Yeah.
and the subway, and it was still pretty much impossible for me to get around because I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna figure out how to get around LA and do it because it's a beautiful house there, but I was staying with her, and trying to get in to visit my friend who lives in Echo Park, and then I had to go visit a gallery that was in another part of town, and I tried to get around and I went to Dover Street Market, that store that sells those clothes, and it was just really hard.
Yeah, it's getting better though, and there are little scooters and bikes that you can rent all over the place.
Yeah, I'm a member of the scooter and the bike.
Oh, are you?
In
Okay.
there. I joined both of those, and I took the subway. The subway's quite beautiful in LA.
Yeah, I've never taken it. I haven't had to,
Yeah.
But and they're building new ones.
Yes.
And it's and a lot of people put their little camera on their helmets. And you're awesome, and I love you. And
Oh, I love you too. Thank you for doing this. It was such a pleasure.
Can I do a reading for you again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my God.
Practice for me too. So.
Okay, now what am I supposed to? You want me to think of something?
You could, if you want, you can ask me a question, and I can do a reading based on your question, or you could just hold a question that you want to keep to yourself, and I'll connect with you energetically, and I'll have and then I'll do cards for you that way.
Okay. And I have the question if you want to hear it.
Sure.
Okay. What is going to be my next biggest move to give to the world?
I already know the answer. You being you is the biggest, most beautiful gift to the world. That one was easy. You being your creative, beautiful self that's artistic and in the creative flow. Everything you do is creative. That is the gift. That is so valuable. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Oh, Scooter. Oh my God. I don't need cards to tell you that one, but I am going to do a reading for you.
And I'll say, because you know what, that was a really obvious. I mean, it wasn't an obvious answer to me, but now that I'm hearing it, that I got the answer already. So don't do that one. I'm going to do another one. No, because that answer was good enough. That's all I needed to hear. So let me think about it, and I'll send you a message.
Think about it.
Oh, but thank you for that one. That was a beautiful reading.
You are so beautiful. And
yeah, that was a gorgeous reading.
So you don't have to tell me. You can just hold space open, and let spirit, let you know,
Right.
and or if there's something specific that you want to know about.
Okay.
So, but I love that you stand in integrity, and you're for justice, and you're for balance, and it's evident in your work and just in your soul, which is so beautiful, and you inspire so many people.
Thank you.
And I love that. And
thank you.
So you have a beautiful day.
Thank you, and send my love to Olivia.
She's super. She's she doesn't know.
Adorable. How adorable. I'm so glad I got to talk to her and meet her to see what she's like.
She's a character. But,
yeah.
We'll talk again soon.
All right. Have a good day. All right. Bye.